Hi, this is Wteck, and we got the UMP Domination C-Town. I plan to basically just run around, not aiming down my sights like most people do, just to see how many kills I'll get. Because if you've ever played Call of Duty, most of the people go with a submachine gun with some sort of steady aim and just not really try the whole game. So I was kind of interested to see how I do doing that. But anyway, just before now, I was doing this video, and god damn it, I got like 3/4 of the way through. It's a long video. I was just like talking randomly and shit, and like my door was unlocked because I try to make these videos really quickly so that without interruption, so that it sounds kind of okay, average, not completely mediocre, but it just got interrupted. It's just the most demoralizing thing in the world. Like, I can't, God, it's just redoing the whole thing. It's just, I don't want to, just don't want to do anything anymore. It's such a waste of time now, it feels like. But anyway, I was talking about what scary things. Like, I don't get scared. I've never gotten scared. I've played scary games before, and I've seen scary movies. Cloverfield is the best scary movie that almost got me scared. It was really creepy. Like, it was so creepy. It got me scared. It was like the realisticness. Yeah, it was so realistic in it seemed. But it wasn't very terrifying or anything like that. I've played Amnesia. That was a disappointment because it was supposedly the scariest game out at the time, and I played it live even, which might have even ruined the mood of it, but I didn't really get scared. I just kind of treated it like a normal game and just ran around thinking how big of a threat it wasn't. Like, it seems most games nowadays, they have save points so often that death isn't really that scary. Like, back when I remember playing a scary game, it was a Doom 3, and the save points were so rare. Like, they would happen every 45 minutes or 30 minutes, I guess, but like even 30 minutes, like rushed through, would take a long time. So the save points were rare, and you would endure scares constantly, like jump scares, and having to, like, the fact that you know that you have to redo everything and you have to be careful just makes it so much more scarier. But now, you know, tons of games just have save points every 10 minutes, 10 seconds, so, you know, that aspect is completely ruined. But yeah, it's cool that there's a lot of people that I know that aren't very many scary things. Once you think about it, there aren't really most things that are supposed to be scary, like ghosts, vampires, you know, made up stuff. They're pretty much just fake, and they don't exist. There's like murderers, but you know, there's such a small chance of, you know, being in a situation where something like that would happen. So it's really easy to just go without being scared for a really long time, like I have. And I'm tall, so that's even like a bigger aspect to it, because things even seem less intimidating because everything is smaller and shorter. And like even Slender Man, which is supposed to be like a really tall guy, I'm not sure if that would be really scary because I'm just as tall probably. So put two and two together. It's kind of cool actually that there are people that are trying to create myths, urban myths, like in creepypasta, to make things seem scary. Like I've actually been reading a lot of creepypasta recently. It's really good. It's like it feels a lot like reading Goosebumps, like back in the day. It's really, there's a lot of creepy and creative ideas, but it's not scary. It's like if you really hard pretend, you could put yourself in a situation maybe, but you'd have to really be trying, because it's I just teabagged the hell out of that guy. Just like, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna, yeah, take that. Okay, so anyway, Goosebumps I used to read a lot back in like even elementary school because it was so interesting. There used to be a lot of twist endings, I remember. I don't exactly remember too many stories though. I remember there being one where he's like at his Oh, actually, okay. The one I was thinking of right now is like There's these two kids going to their aunt and uncle, and there's a thing that they keep that's tied up in their like guest room, and it's like a monster. It's really creepy. I think they even made a movie about it, like a TV show about it. One of the episodes was where like they go to the aunt, and the creature kind of escapes. Oh no, it doesn't escape. I remember exactly what happened. It was like, the aunt and uncle leave, and they're like, don't leave the house after 9. And after they find the monster, they leave after 9, and the noise that the monster was making could be heard like by the dozens outside. So they're just like, oh shit, and that's how it ended. It was a really good twist ending, because they had the choice of whether going back into the house with the monster, the one big one, or staying outside with like the tons. So that's really cool. Actually, that should be like one of the games. I feel like they should just make a video game where just every Goosebumps scenario is played out. But yeah, but my favorite Goosebumps book was actually about the sponge. That was really creepy. If you've ever read it, like it just there's a sponge that basically ruins your life. It's like it's got it's just a sponge with evil eyes, and the person that's being affected by it can only see the eyes and how it's like breathing. So basically, the sponge is called something, and it makes your life a living hell. Your luck basically goes down to 0 and below into the negatives. Like you're basically at death point at all times. Like this car is trying to run you over, there's dogs trying to kill you, and that was a creepy idea. Because the more they tried to get rid of it, the harsher the possibility of death became. And I believe the thing could not be killed. It just like became transferred. I forget really how it ends, but it was a really cool idea. It was just a sponge too, like just this one little item. They had some parts with like an animal, so the dog didn't like it. It was very good. But yeah, what was I saying? Creepypasta. I've also been reading a lot about that. There's this one where about Mr. Widemouth that's really interesting, where a kid pretty much gets haunted by their imagination, and the imagination just keeps trying to kill them. He calls the person he keeps saying Mr. Widemouth because it looks like a Furby. It's really creepy. There's also Slenderman ones. Those are pretty good. Cthulhu even, hilariously. I like the really short ones. Those are always good. Like a father. Here's a good one I read. Basically, a father. It's really short. The father is tucking his son into bed, and his son, like always, asks to look under the bed for monsters, and the father's like, "Oh son, that's so silly. There's nothing under there." So he's like, "Ah, just please look." So he looks under the covers, under the bed. He slowly takes the covers up, and underneath the bed he sees his son, you know, cowering, and he's like, "That's son. What are you? How?" And the son's just like, "Dad, I think there's something on my bed," and that's just how it ends. It's really clever. I think that situation would be pretty funny. He's like, "What do I do now? Do I just look under my bed and see if my son is like a demon? What do I do?" But yeah, creepypasta. Definitely, if you haven't heard of it, look it up. It's just a website basically, and people post stuff on it. It's like an upgraded version of the scary forums. That it's not called the scary forums. They used to be called something else, but it's kind of a shame that I don't remember the name. Definitely look into creepypasta. Good stuff. Not scary, really. It's weird that girls get scared a lot. Like they're supposedly very scared. I've met some girls that just get creeped out by a ton of things so easily. Like honestly, like just scared, and it's really something people try to endure, because scares, even like people go to haunted houses to get a good scare. It's like, it's thrilling, and it's kind of sad not to be able to get scared. It's kind of disappointing. I think the game's almost over though, so I can stop talking now. As you can see, my team's losing, although I have like 50 kills. I honestly do not know what their deal is. But thanks for watching, if you watched, and if you enjoyed it, go watch something else. If you didn't, best of luck with your life, and see ya.